Just in case if there aren't any questions, I can just show you some of the options that I have. So in these different panels, Stardust selection parameter selection panel contains these parameters coming from Stardust, which is to normalize the image or not to normalize the image. You can either choose the probability thresholds and overlap thresholds, which are coming from the JSON files, which are coming from the Stardust model, or you can actually set it by yourself, and the number of tiles and the axis of the Stardust model. These are the default options, and you can always reset these models to default. Other than this, the VollSeg provides some additional options. For example, if you're using unit model or if you're using a denoising model and there's a mask, what is the minimum size of the mask in pixels that there should be, and what is the minimum and maximum size of the cells that you can segment. So this kind of vetoes based upon the size some of the segmentation labels that you may get. Other than this, the advanced options include using probability map for doing the watershed, and if you uncheck this, it's actually going to use the distance map of Stardust, where it is going to do max projection along the distance axis of the distance map coming from Stardust to use that as the base image for doing the watershed. And then you can, if you have UNet and the denoising model both, you can make a choice of either to use the UNet for producing the semantic segmentation or to use denoising for producing the semantic segmentation, depending upon which model is more stronger in producing this kind of semantic segmentation maps. Then you can also use it to segment RGB images. For example, some of the microscopes have RGB cameras, and if you have a segmentation to perform of an RGB image, you can actually train the model in VollSeg to uh, get a binary image from that RGB image as a result of the segmentation, and you can just click on this option if you have such kind of an input. Then for some cases you may not want to put extra seeds of UNet in your Stardust seed pool to the seed pooling, so you can actually uncheck this option of doing the seed pooling, in which case it is only going to use the seeds coming from Stardust. It will do the watershed and use the semantic segmentation as the mask region for stopping this watershed process. And then there's this last option where you can actually, when you're doing a 3D segmentation using unit model, you can do a full 3D segmentation, but let's say you don't like it, you can check this option and it's going to actually relabel the slices and kind of based upon the overlap between the slice regions in one Z slice to the next Z slice is going to relabel them, and that kind of effectively gives you a 2D slice by slice approach segmentation instead of a full 3D segmentation that you can do with the 3D unit models. Other than this, the display output selection we have been through, and also the interrupt calculation button. And these are the various options that you get. And if any of the choices is not valid, then you will get that particular field as red, and the run button is going to disappear. So which means that you would have to actually make proper choices, proper combination of the model settings, and only then the run button is going to be made available for you. And these are the extra things about this plugin that I have made, other than just having some tool tips which you can toggle over these uh, uh, text fields, and it will display some information about them. Yeah, that's all for the demo from my side, and enjoy the conference.